when it comes to menopause. Black women suffering more. Women are coming into it's a whole different body. It's a whole different person during this time. And the more you eat sugar, the more you drink alcohol, coffee, it flares up.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it proud, turn it proud. You locked in, thinking out loud. Yeah, mic check, new thought on deck. Big brain talk, cut through the noise, no stress. From the couch to the car to the crowd, we flip one small spark to a whole new sound. Got questions, we press them, address them. Laugh, learn, level up, that's the blessing. Every topic on the table right now, welcome to the wave. Thinking out loud. Let's go! Thinking out loud, say it, don't hide it. If it's on your mind, we gon' talk about it. From the first idea to the last rundown, you tune to the show, thinking out loud. Thinking out loud, ride that vibe. If it's on your heart, we gon' let that fly. Turn the volume up, shake the whole town. You rockin' with the show, thinking out loud. Hey!
All right, guys, we are back on the health and wellness edition of the Thinking Out Loud radio show with my good friend, Sade. She is a certified fitness trainer. And look at them arms, guys. She look like she can really do it and work out. If you follow her on social media, you will know what I'm talking about. She's working out all the time. She's definitely focused and disciplined. She exhibits all of the characteristics and attributes you would need to have the kind of to be the kind of person I think you would want to be fitness wise. In this segment, we talked in the last segment about her fitness journey and about where she came from and what inspired her to become a fitness trainer. But in this segment, we want to shift our focus and talk about the business side of it and really find out from her what are some of the services that she provides as a fitness trainer. What is the demographic that your target audience is, and why have you decided to target that particular demographic?
So my target clients, they would be over 40. I do service younger, but my mission is women over 40, also who are perimenopause, menopausal, and have PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome. So these are all hormone imbalance related areas for women. I chose that, like I mentioned earlier, I don't want to say I got thrown into it, but it was like positioned for me. So the more I learned and did the work and had the clients, I realized that it was a market that was not tapped into, that we women over 40 needed, as well as perimenopause and menopause women that were in that season of their lives, because it's very challenging. Like, women suffer. When I say suffer, and especially Black women within menopause, the natural time of menopause should only be between 3 to 5 years. Black women experience menopause between 10 to 15 years. And that's mainly because of poor diet, lack of exercise, and not creating the space to believe in our community. Therapy is still a stigma in the Black community that we have to. So all of this is in line when it comes to menopause, with Black women suffering more, because women are coming into it's a whole different body. It's a whole different person during this time. And the more you eat sugar, the more you drink alcohol, coffee, it flares up. It causes inflammation in the body. It deepens the effect of brain fog. So these are the things that men don't know, and it has created conflict between husband and wife with my clients.
Okay. And so all that being said, so what are some of the services that you provide as a fitness trainer for women that are over 40 that have these type of hormonal challenges that they face the older they get?
So I offer coaching, whether that's in person, virtual, online. I offer meal plans, not meal prep, but meal plans. I also educate them on nutrition. I also have my ladies journal. I don't look at the journal, but I have them journal and meditate. So the reason behind journaling is because I can tell you that sugar, alcohol affects you at this time, right? But
Mm-hmm.
until you realize it yourself, it's going to be like, maybe she doesn't know what she's talking about. So when you journal, usually they journal every time there's a flare up or whatever the case may be. After 30 to 60 days, they go back and they read and they're like, oh, I started falling into a depression, or I had heavy inflammation in my body at this time when I drank coffee or alcohol. So that's a process of helping them.
Okay. All right. I know you guys are enjoying my interview with my good friend Sade, who is a certified fitness trainer on the health and wellness edition of the Thinking Out Loud radio show. We're so very happy to have her on this week's edition as we chop it up about health and wellness, which is key, guys. I'm telling you, you really need to take time to focus on your health, because nowadays, I'm sure you've heard this before, that health is the new wealth. Health is the new wealth. It's not necessarily financial wealth, but you have to start thinking about the longevity of life, and that starts with your quality of life and what you're putting into your body and how you're taking care of it, because that definitely works to help you live a better life for the most part. And this next question really addresses some of the excuses that people give fitness trainers. I'm sure you've heard them all when it comes to why people don't work out, why they don't take care of themselves. Share with us some of those stories you've heard from people who say they it's hard to work out, or why I don't work out, why I don't do this, why I don't take care of myself. And then to add to that, I know working out, of course, is one way of being proactive when it comes to your health. But what are some other ways that we can be proactive about our health instead of being reactive? Because for the most part, what happens is when we do our doctor's visits and we find things out from them about what could be going on that we were not proactive enough about, we have to react to something that has already happened in our body. And if we would have been more proactive about it, we might be a bit better off later on down the line. If you could share with us some ways in addition to working out that we can be more proactive when it comes to our health.
For one, I always say push the plate away, meaning we have to give our bodies time to reset, and also reset and a few other things. But I am talking about fasting, intermittent fasting. And when I say this, people are always like, she tripping.
Yeah. People
But
don't
you
like
have
pushing the
to,
plate back.
and that's the problem,
Right.
because that takes care of so many illnesses if we do that. So what people don't know sometimes is fasting hours, your sleeping hours count as fasting hours. So I start women off with 12 hours. So that means they cut their last intake of food is at 7 p.m. and then they eat again at 7 a.m. Does that sound bad?
No, not at all, because you're going to be sleeping most of that time.
But the problem lies is if you are a night owl, you're staying
Yeah,
up,
I'm a night owl.
you're
Yeah,
snacking.
right.
So we have to commit. That leads me into sleeping. You have to get your rest. I do not like to hear, I don't care what profession you're in, I dislike to hear anyone say, I'll sleep when I'm dead. You're going to
Ooh,
die because you're not sleeping. Your body repairs
that's a big
itself
Abrupt.
when we're sleeping. We need rest. And even when I talk about brain fog with women over 40, just everyone in general, men and women, you you will you experience brain fog and hallucinations or lack of sleep. It doesn't matter. You need your rest. You absolutely. And it holds fat around our core area when you don't get enough sleep. You're not going to get rid of that tummy if you lack sleep. And so this is one of the things, especially not pointing the fingers, but this is what I typically come across with my women, my clients that are lawyers and high stress jobs, careers. I was debriefing or I was working on the case until 12 midnight, and then I had to get up and work out at 4 or 5 in the morning before I went to court. And you got to get your rest. Some of the excuses are I don't have enough time. We all have 24 hours in a day. It looks different for everyone, right? I'm not a mom, and I understand my 24 hours look different from someone who has children and a husband. But the women that I work with, these are my 4:30, 5 o'clock a.m. clients. They come or they jump online, they do their workout before hubby gets up and before the kids get up. Or in the middle of the day, they're working out before the kids get out of school and before the husband comes home.
Okay. And so those clients are, it sounds to me like those are some of your more dedicated clients, the ones that are that have a schedule in mind. I'm gonna work out before my husband gets up, or I'm gonna work out after I get off work, right?
Yes. But we work through that. Initially, they may not have a plan. So me as a trainer, I typically, before I accept someone as a client, I do coaching calls. So we're on a call, and I'm also figuring out if we're a fit, if we mesh, because some people are not coachable. And you will get that through the initial call with people.
So how you determine that if they're not coachable?
I have certain questions. And then when we're just speaking about everyday life on that call, because the call is it can be 10 minutes, it can be 30 minutes. So it's certain things that they will say as far as my husband can't tell me this, or it's certain keywords.
Triggers.
Okay, we're going to take a step back because I need you to trust me and let me lead you to get to where you need to be. I'm not going to steer you wrong.
So if you hear there might be some control issues there, that's a trigger for you.
Yes, they
If
want to
she's not
hold
listening
full
to
control.
her husband,
Yes.
she's not gonna listen to you. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's smart.
And I don't want the audience to take that the wrong way, but just understand what I'm saying. In a healthy relationship, the husband leads, right? But we're not talking about that today. But
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I think it's important to know what those, I was just curious to know how do you determine who is coachable and who is not? Because those of you who are listening, guys, when you commit to a fitness trainer, it is a commitment. You have got to put on your big boy pants, your big girl pants, whatever they are. And and you got to be willing to do whatever they asked you to do.
But
If
it's a
you're not willing to
commitment.
do that,
It's a commitment to you.
it's a commitment to
Not to
yourself.
us. It's a
Okay.
commitment to yourself because we're showing up for you.
Right.
You have to show up for yourself.
That's a good way to put it. And again, in the computer world, garbage in, garbage out. You only get out of it what you put into it, right?
Absolutely.
So if you're not putting anything into it, you can't expect to get anything out of it. That's the long and short of it. I'm sure that Sade would agree with that, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. And so that's what it really is at its core, from a very simple, basic understanding of fitness training and trying to achieve your workout goals. You really only get out of it what you put into it. And if you're not putting anything into it, you have nobody to blame but yourself. That's it. Oh,
That's it.
you can't point the finger at the trainer. You can't point the finger at somebody else. The finger is pointing right at you because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Like you said, what you put out is what you put in. And I live by this motto: how you do one thing, you do everything that way. So when I have women who are very successful come in and they're like all over the place when it comes to working out, and I'm like, you have to apply that same mindset that got you to the top of your game in your career into exercise, you and eating correctly. You have to gain that same discipline in this particular area because I know you can do it because you did it in this area, so you can do it in this.
Those are some good words of wisdom from Sade, who is a certified fitness trainer, and she is our guest on this week's health and wellness edition of the Thinking Out Loud radio show. We're so happy to have her as our featured guest for Women's History Month. Yeah, I want you, we always talk about, I think people learn a lot from stories, from other people's stories, right? You can learn a lot about people's successes and even failures. I want to know from you, you've been doing this for 8 years. I want you to share with our listeners some of your success stories, women that you are proud of that have achieved their fitness goals and working with you and have been successful.
One, I'll start from recent. She had a knee replacement. Initially, when she came to me, she needed surgery.
Mm.
She needed surgery badly. And so we would work around it, but I will always encourage her, like, you have to get that surgery. When she shared with me the details of it, like she had options. So she chose the better option. So she wasn't extremely overweight, but anyway, she had the surgery. We started because I also have a certification in rehab exercise. So we did the rehab exercises. She continued to lose the weight, and the legs are where they need to be, the knees. So that's one success story. Another one is I think she came to me at 302 pounds, and it took a year and a half. And to date, she is 162.
Wow, that's about half.
That's about half. And she's one of my consistent before and afters because when I tell you, Michael, she did exactly what I tell her to do, especially in the nutrition area, because you're not going to get the results that you need if you are not taking the supplements as well and eating properly, pushing that plate away and eating the fruits, veggies, the high protein, taking the creatine and things like that. So those are two. And then I had one, it was a struggle. I'm not going to lie to you all. I wanted to fire her as a client because when I tell you, every morning she came in and it was like, I don't want to do this. And I'm like, you're going to do it or I'm just going to let you go. And you're not firing me. I said, what are we going to do here? So she ended up losing 40 pounds and I love her to this day. She got it together.
Okay. Some people enjoy that pushback. They enjoy the fight. They know what they need to do, but I believe they feel like they need
Resistance.
somebody, right? They need somebody to push them. They need somebody to push back. And they'll eventually come around and do what's needed. And that's what she sounds like. She was that person.
Yes, she was. But I'm really proud of her. I'm proud of all my women because it's not easy trying to live a healthy lifestyle and just juggle everyday life. So when they show up, sometimes, because I also do check-in calls, and this is the real part of the business, they cry. It's things that are going on. You may be going through a divorce, your child may be sick, but they still show up. So that means for me, that's a sign that I'm where I need to be.
Right. That's very important. You when you mentioned that, I thought about a show that I'm sure everybody who is either watching us on our YouTube channel, for example, or listening to the podcast. And if you are watching us on our YouTube channel, to feel free to hit that subscribe button. Let us know that you like the video. Hit that and drop us a comment. Let us know that you like what you're seeing right here on the Thinking Out Loud radio and TV show. But as you were talking, I thought about a show, My 600-Pound Life. And I'm sure everybody who's watching or listening has either seen that show at one time or another, or knows somebody who's seen the show and probably talked about it before. And what's interesting is not just how, the question I always have is, how can someone let themselves go that much and just devote their entire lives to eating and just indulging themselves in the way that they do? But what is the common denominator in every single show is there is some mental issue that they're dealing
Yes,
with, or have dealt with in their childhood or adolescence, or at some point in their life, that they have not been able to get over with. And food is the remedy.
it comforts.
Food is their comfort. And I just watching them, like, man, I've only watched a couple episodes because I just cannot. That show and Hoarders, those two are really two shows that really show the depth of our human experience when it comes to the things that we will do to ourselves because of trauma that we have faced or facing. And I just know that people like yourself have to deal with those kinds of individuals. And it's not easy with somebody. You got to constantly get after and constantly motivate, constantly try to talk to and get them. I think the first step is really dealing with and addressing the mental part of what's going on before you could ever address anything physical, right?
Correct. And this is why it leads me back to the journaling. And me, myself, I've been in therapy, do maintenance therapy, as they call it. And so journaling was a big part of that process. But now for me, I also do, I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but you can record yourself instead of an actual old school diary journal. Or for me, I use my phone and I just record myself and
Yeah, they have
I'm
those note
talking.
takers.
Yeah, so I think that's better for me, which is what I recommended for some of my ladies, because then you see your reactions, you find your triggers when you do this every day. You start to realize or discover the triggers and what the trigger is that leads you to overeat or undereat or drink or withdraw and all these things. It's a very powerful tool. That's why I have it a part of my program, because it's very helpful. And like you said, it's mental, but it's also spiritual, emotional.
And so I'm sure you find yourself having to address some of those mental issues and spiritual issues in your calls with your clients to get them to a place where they can actually now focus on the physical part of the training. But sometimes you have to start up here first and then work your way down.
Yes, yes. I think for the biggest thing is emotion with women and controlling our emotions. So one of the challenges that I faced very early on is you come in or you jump on the call or you reach out to me and you have an attitude because of what someone else has done for you. You're going to check it because I'm not your emotional punching bag. So you have to control your emotions because I explained to them, yes, I signed up to be a fitness coach. Do I always enjoy getting up at 3:45 or 4 o'clock in the morning so I can be ready for you and show up for you at 4:30? No, but I'm telling myself, thank God I am able-bodied and of sound mind to do this. So we work on our emotions just as much as anything else.
Absolutely. Guys, I know that you are enjoying. Wow, excuse me. Do it one more time. Guys, I know you are enjoying our interview with our good friend Sade, who is a certified fitness trainer right here on the Thinking Out Loud radio and TV show. We truly appreciate her being with us on the health and wellness edition of the Thinking Out Loud radio show. And we're getting ready to take our last break. When we come back, we're going to jump right back into our interview with this talented fitness trainer, Sade. We'll be right back on the Thinking Out Loud radio and TV show. Out Loud radio and TV show. Guys, we're getting ready to take our last break, but when we come back, we're going to give you our thought of the week. It's the Thinking Out Loud radio and TV show. We'll be right back.